Hi, beauties. Welcome back to Distinct Beauty. My name is Thelma, and in this video, I just really want to dive into raw hair. What is raw hair, and how does it differ or compare to other hair on the market, such as virgin hair? We hear that term kind of thrown around in beauty and entertainment. We hear raw hair, but I realize that not every beauty knows and understands the benefits as well as the challenges that can come with raw hair. So in this video, I really just want to dive deep into this subject and give you the facts about raw hair as well as my experiences with it and my opinion about raw hair. So if you're interested, keep on watching and we'll get right into it. So, what is raw hair? Raw hair essentially is chemical free hair. Yes, no chemicals have been applied of any kind, not even shampoo. So, this is one of the things that you want to keep in mind if you do order raw hair. You want to make sure that you wash your hair or your unit as soon as you get it, keeping in mind that no product has touched the hair. So essentially at its core, it is simply chemical-free hair. Now, as we know, raw hair comes in different forms or different patterns. So you've got your natural straight pattern, you have your natural wavy pattern, you've also got your natural curly pattern. Then there also is a set of patterns that is more defined. So you've got your really defined wavy pattern, you've got your really defined curly patterns as well, all under the umbrella of raw hair. And there are other textures and patterns as well that I'm leaving out, but all of this is under the umbrella of raw hair. Now, I will say some donors who are giving their hair or selling their hair, they do have naturally straight hair. Thus, the disclaimer that we will put out there, when you buy a natural straight pattern, the pattern could still differ a little bit. Maybe one bundle has slight waves in it. Maybe one bundle is a little bit more straight than the other, just because that bundle represents the authentic and natural texture and pattern of the donor. Same thing with curly hair. If the donor has curly hair to start with, then when that hair is extracted and put on the weft, you're going to get that exact same curl pattern from the donor. Now, I also cannot leave out that there's also a process that raw hair can go through to achieve a more defined wave pattern or a defined curl pattern. Now, this is still chemical-free hair. However, it undergoes a process of slight heat to achieve the desired wave or curl pattern that the customer wants. There is raw hair that mimics African American texture and pattern as well. So there's just all types of patterns and textures that can be achieved through raw hair, still chemical free, but sometimes with a slight heating process to the hair, but still keeping the integrity of the hair intact. Now, in addition to the various textures that raw hair comes in, let's talk about the qualities or the characteristics of the actual hair. So for one, it is single donor hair. So for example, with Distinct Beauty's hair, when we sell a bundle of hair, rest assured that has come from one head or one donor, meaning it is single donor hair. What does this mean for the cuticles? It basically means that all of the cuticles of that bundle of hair are going in the same direction because it is from one donor. That is also what sets raw hair apart from other hair. It has been sourced or should be sourced from one donor. So the cuticles are going in the same direction. Now, because of this benefit, you're going to experience very minimal shedding and very minimal to no tangling at all. When the cuticles are intact, they really lend to the longevity of the hair. Thus, you can have and use raw hair for 1 to 2 years with proper care. And we'll get into care a little bit later in the video. Now, I'm sure you just heard in that definition of raw hair some benefits that probably spark your interest, or you probably already know about, and you're just nodding your head like, yep, that's right. So, one of the benefits of raw hair is that it can be bleached to any color. So, for all my beauties out there who are looking to, get this great quality of hair and turn it platinum blonde or turn it red or turn it pink, whatever you desire, this hair can be bleached to any color. Another benefit is really the natural effect that raw hair has. So let's talk about the luster. The luster is going to be medium to low luster. Why? Because it is natural hair in its rare form. Remember, no chemical has been added for additional shine or additional luster, which is one of the reasons why beauties purchase raw hair in the first place, is so that you really get that natural look, that natural luster. And hey, if you want, some extra shine or some extra oomph, you can always add just a little bit of, argan oil or your favorite lightweight oil to the hair for an additional shine. But naturally, it's going to come in medium to low luster. And that really is an added benefit. Another benefit of raw hair is that it truly does mesh with all types of hair textures. Yes, I'll say that again. Raw hair can be blended with all types of hair textures. Nowadays on the market, we have raw hair that does mimic African American hair. But let me just tell you, even Southeast Asian raw hair can mimic African American hair when it's pressed out. So that is a benefit. So it doesn't matter your nationality, it doesn't matter your race. Raw hair has something to offer to everybody, in my opinion, because it can be blended with your natural hair. Thus, there are tape-ins for raw hair. There are clip-ins. There are your regular wefted hair. There are units. There's so many different types of options when it comes to raw hair because it can be blended seamlessly with your natural hair. So I have friends and colleagues in the entertainment industry who are of different races and different descents, from India to African American to Caucasian to Asian. And let me tell you, many of them wear extensions and most of them are wearing raw hair. So, these extensions and raw hair are not just limited to Black women or African American women, as sometimes popular opinion would tell it. But these raw extensions are a plus for many beauties across the board, regardless of background or nationality or race. So that is a benefit to raw hair as well. It simply has something to accommodate everybody. And so that's what I love about it, just the versatility. So let's get into the challenges with raw hair, because I feel like nobody really talks about this aspect of it, but there are challenges. And I really want to cover this side of it because for all of my beauties out there who are considering purchasing raw hair, maybe you've heard about it, you've heard, some great stories, but you're not quite there with, spending your bucks on it yet. I really want to cover this part for you. So let's get into that. So I shared with you earlier that raw hair is completely chemical free. And so because it is chemical free, it is completely and naturally from the donor. So it will behave like natural hair that is chemical free, which means that you will have to moisturize this hair. This is one of the things that I feel like it does not get talked about enough. So this hair just overall is going to require more maintenance, okay? So the first thing is moisture. Just like our natural hair needs moisture, the extensions are going to need moisture. So with raw hair, it is possible for it to dry out quicker than, let's just say, virgin hair, which has maybe added product to, add to the luster, add to, the strands. Raw hair is going to require more moisture, which means that you will have to condition the hair more often, okay? So for example, in extreme Heat, I actually do not prefer to wear my raw hair. We're talking 85 and up, 85 degrees and up. I don't prefer to wear my raw hair because I know that the intensity from the sun and from the heat is going to require my raw hair to become thirsty, thus needing a co-wash at least once a week. If you don't know what a co-wash is simply water and conditioner applied to the hair. Typically, you would put it in a spray bottle, something very convenient to apply to the hair. And then you would let the hair air dry with that moisture locking in to each strand. Okay, so that's going to be a very important process with raw hair, especially in more extreme weather such as heat and high humidity. The hair will become thirsty more often. So I personally like to wear my raw hair when the weather is under about 85, even under 80. So like right now we're in the fall season and we're going into winter. Perfect time for me to wear my raw hair and know that it's not going to require as much. So for instance, in we're in 60-degree weather right now, 70s, and of course we're going down, but I can get away with co-washing my hair once a month, y'all. Yes, once a month, because it's, that heat is not drying it up. And so while I recommend, of course, I would always recommend co-washing the hair every 1 to 2 weeks, I can get away with once a month. Y'all, I co-washed this particular hair maybe 2 weeks ago. Okay, maybe 2 weeks ago. I brushed through it really good a few hours ago. Y'all, I'm just running my fingers through it. Like, it's not giving me any issues, no problems. And if you can see it, it's just gorgeous. Again, this is our harmless plug. This is our sophisticated straight raw hair. This is from our Southeast Asia collection, and it's just doing what it needs to do. So that's just an example that, raw hair will behave according to the weather. If you've got a lot of humidity, you can expect some frizz. It will act just like normal hair. If you have it anywhere near like your shower, if your closet is close to where your shower is, you just want to get it in a cool, dry place to prevent the frizz and things like that. And we'll get into prevention later, but it will act just like natural hair. It will get thirsty. It may frizz up if the weather conditions permit. And it's just going to require a little bit more maintenance. If you are treating it poorly, it will treat you poorly. Well, what do I mean by that? Even in your storage, you want to make sure that you're storing your raw hair properly. That, again, it's not near humid environments, such as like your shower or something like that. You want to make sure that it's not rubbing up against anything when you take it off. So if you're a beauty who has clip-ins or tape-ins or a unit, make sure you're hanging it or simply laying it out flat. You can lay it on some satin or just something where in a place where it will not rub up against anything and cause breakage and damage and things like that. Because again, that longevity that, we talk about, that 1 to 2 years of longevity with the hair, that truly is part the natural quality of the hair, and a big part of that is how you care for the hair. It really matters. So please keep that in mind. And surely we cannot have this conversation without talking about cost. So raw hair is the highest priced hair on the market. I told you earlier that you can get raw hair in tape-ins. You can get it in clip-ins, you can get it in units, you can get it in wefted hair, you can get your K-tips, your U-tips, so on and so forth. So many different forms of extensions you can get with raw hair. And so depending on what form of extensions you get is also going to, determine your price. But overall, it is the most expensive hair on the market, and for good reason, y'all. It's the most bare form of natural hair that you're really going to be able to purchase. Okay, so it does carry the price tag along with it. Now, for some beauties, that's all you wear. You go by and swear by raw hair, and that is the standard. You're not fazed by the price tag because you're accustomed to it. And then for some of my beauties, the price might literally take it off the table for you as an option. You might say, you know what, I'm not really interested in paying that much for raw hair. But there are some really great virgin hair options out there. Distinct Beauty has some wonderful and very high quality virgin options as well. Our virgin hair is 2 donor hair, not 3, 4, 5, not floor hair. It is 2 donor hair and great quality, but I'll share that with you in another video. But, I really just have to put that out there. Like, the price can be a little scary for some people, but it really does depend on one, what your budget is, and two, what you're looking for in your extensions. If you are just kind of looking for something to last a few months or so, virgin hair might be the best option for you. But if you're one of those beauties who, you're willing to invest now and have that hair for 1 to 2 years or so added to your collection, the price may not even faze you. But cost is definitely something to consider when you're deciding if you would like to purchase or try or be a repeat customer even of raw hair. I have to say, raw hair is not for everyone. As beautiful as it is, as pro raw hair as I am, it's just not for everyone, and that's okay. If it is a matter of the price, if it is a matter of the maintenance, whatever, your reason may be, if you choose not to go with raw hair and you decide it's not for you, that's okay. There's plenty of options out there for you. So for me, I do prefer raw hair. And I prefer it for a few reasons. For one, it gives me the most longevity. I know that when I get raw hair, it is really going to last 1 to 2 years with proper care, of course. There are things that I have to do for the upkeep of those extensions, but I know that I'm going to get the best for my bucks. And so I just love that. I love to be able to, have extensions or have a unit and be able to really stretch it out, for a year or so and be able to do different styles. Or maybe I just want a unit for the long, straight, sleek look. Or maybe I want a unit for the curly look. I can just, have my hair again for a long period of time. And I really, really appreciate that because for me, it's not about a lower price. It's about the quality of what I'm getting and how long that is going to last. So I hope something that I've said has helped my beauties who are considering raw hair but just kind of need a little bit more information to make a decision. I hope something I've said has helped you in that decision. And then for my beauties who, just rock raw hair anyway, hopefully I have said something or shared something that even may be new to you. If you have something to add to this video, a comment, if you're a professional hairstylist, which I am not, and you want to add something that I left out or I missed, or you want to give a tidbit, please comment below. I welcome your comments. And I just want to thank you all for watching once again. Until the next video, I'll see you soon, beauties.